Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new Halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, the 18th of January. Here we go. You know that on Shabbos you're not allowed to carry outside of an eruv, enclosed, halachically enclosed area. All the clothing that you wear is not considered carrying, as long as it's a natural piece of clothing. But what we're going to talk about today is well, here goes, a belt. A belt is definitely part of your clothing. It has a functional process. It holds your clothing onto you, and that's totally allowed on Shabbos. It's not considered carrying. It's part of what you wear. But here's the question. What if a person's wearing a belt in an unusual way? For a man, that would be that the belt is in all of the loops, but it's not closed. It's just left there hanging loose. That would be carrying on Shabbos if you took it out, if you went outside like that, because it's not serving any function. It certainly doesn't look like a fancy thing on your garment. It just looks totally weird. It's something that nobody does, and therefore it would be considered carrying, and you're not allowed to walk outside of an eruv with the trousers belt that's undone. Here's where it gets interesting. A lot of us have coats that have belts on them, and it's pretty common for people to have those belts not always looped. So would that be considered carrying? The answer to that is, sorry, they're testing a bell here nearby, just ignore that. The answer is that that belt that hangs on your coat would not be considered carrying, according to most of the poskim, and that's because it's normal and natural to have belts that hang on coats. They're sometimes closed, they're sometimes not closed, and when they're on there, they're acting like a piece of clothing, and that's totally fine. And lastly, there are in certain kinds of garments belts that are just sewn in, and they're just part of the way the garment looks, maybe more often on ladies' clothing. That would be considered totally fine. That's part of your garment. You could wear that outside of an eruv and it would not be considered carrying. The only one to watch for is a man's belt in the loops but not fastened. That's weird. It's not serving any function. It's not looking like a proper piece of clothing. Not allowed to be carried outside like that on Shabbos. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.